Hey Fresno, thank you for joining in to today's show. I have Susie Harder with the Junior Authors Program. She created this beautiful program because of the Creek Fire, and she's originally from Toll House. And what this entails is children get to vote online and publish a book from start to beginning, and it's down to every single detail. Susie is an accomplished woman, so I'll let her tell you all about herself because she's amazing. So, hi, Susie. She's via Zoom right now. How are you?
Hi, Janine. Thanks for having me today.
Absolutely. So, tell us briefly about your quick journey into starting this gigantic program that's getting just worldwide steam.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, so I'm a speech pathologist, and my aim and mission is to bring joy and confidence and communication to kids. And so I spend all day, every day having these wonderful one-on-one conversations with children and supporting them through some really tough moments, and parents the same. And so when the Creek Fire started, it just kind of launched me into this, oh my gosh, what can I do to help that's really, kind of under the concept of participatory philanthropy, like that we're actively doing something. And so it launched me into this whole kind of, okay, well, if I work with kids and my aim is to bring, this joy and positivity into their world, let's start with, and it started with this idea of, as a speech pathologist, we use books for everything. And so that's how we lead into conversations. That's how we teach, language skills and academic things. And so I thought, okay, well, if we can make this really amazing healing book that, is light and fun, but it also has all of this really intentional kind of like conversational starters for all of these specific things that are happening for these families, that could be something that's really helpful and brings a lot of connection between parents and children, or children and children. And then, so I got up that next day. It was like a one-day turnaround. I woke up that next morning and wrote a book before my children got up for the day. And I was kind of like, okay, well, now I have to publish this. I don't know how to do that. And as I was learning about it, it just brought me so much joy, the things that I was finding out that happen behind the scenes when you take your rough draft into all of those stages of editing and illustrations and formatting and, eventually into printing and publishing. And the side of me that works with kids was just kind of like, I can't not share this with kids. This is so phenomenal. And so let's go. And so I just kind of put together, what is it that I think would be a really impactful way for us to involve kids? And it ended up being a voting-based platform. And so I can hear from kids on what is it that they want in the book, and to hear their ideas, and to really, I think during COVID, it's so hard because everyone's in survival mode. And what that ends up being for a lot of students and children that I work with is that their voice isn't always heard because we're just trying to kind of make it through. And they have a lot of like, here's the things you can't do, and here's the things you shouldn't do, and here's the things you have to do. And so I thought, I really would like to give kids, here's the thing you get to do. And so they get to be a part of this really collaborative process of making a book.
And so this week's voting is about Ava, and she's building a doghouse for Charlie. And so the three items that the children get to vote on is the type of doghouse, and there's a planter box for a garden, and then her Ava's water bottle, and the sticker that gets to go on. So the children get down to the littlest detail that they truly are creating and deciding what this book is going to be about. And then you were also telling me that they get to learn how to vote and how important it is to vote on a grander scheme, and when they get to be 18.
Yeah. And there's a term called disguised learning. And I feel like all of us as adults have kind of perfected that, in the sense of we're going to present this in a really fun way. And it is, I mean, kids, when I log on for my sessions, are like, oh my gosh, okay, so here's what I was thinking about this vote. And can we do this? And I have parents saying, my child will finish their packet just so they can go online and find what activities are available for the book this week and how to, so it really is engaging, but there's so many deep rooted, really empowering messages that are intentionally built in, and one of which is voting and the importance of having your voice heard and taking time to vote. And so, like you said, this week we're focusing on the rebuild. And in the story, they're out exploring and they hear sirens and they come back and Charlie's doghouse has burnt. And so the the action side of Ava and the hero side of her kind of springs into, okay, well, what can I be doing to help in this situation? I don't have a lot, but I can help. And so what do I do? And so kids are voting on kind of the core structure of the rebuild of his doghouse, which ends up being this community kind of togetherness rebuild. But so they have some different options that they get to choose from. And then that's the one that will go in the book. And then we talk about the impact of plants, and really that's rooted in, teaching kids about reforestation and the environment and kind of all these parts. But we get to decide, what plants and like planter is she building? And then is she going to make a garden, or what is it that she's going to do? And then her water bottle. We have some stickers to add on. And so it's really fun because they get to have this contribution. And for kids who are directly impacted by the fire, when we're highlighting them, it's not because of loss, it's because of contribution and for the things that they're doing to help us with this book, that ultimately benefits kids who lost homes. All the 100% of the proceeds go back to kids who lost homes. So
And one child, her name is Paige Gillette, and she was highlighted in a newspaper article, and she really did lose her home, and she talked about how her grandpa and her dad were trying to save her cat and looking for the cat, and when they were leaving, and she's highlighted in your like a student of the week.
yes.
And so tell us about her, because her story sounds really special and sad.
Yes. And, I mean, every child that was affected by the fire, there's so much, kind of that like deep, I want to help. And I think anyone who hears their story is kind of like, oh my gosh, and then think about it from the parent perspective. So her parents, Tara and Ty, lost their home and their family business, Cressman's, and Cressman's was there since 1904. And Ty has a really amazing, heroic story of staying to protect, and making sure that everyone on their way down the hill with evacuations was taken care of and had the supplies they need. And he has so many, great interviews. I'll let him speak more to that, but was really, really a hero in so many ways. And Paige they have two children, and then Paige, and so Paige was our junior author of the week last week. And so I got to interview her, and we highlighted her in the local paper, the Mountain Press. And growing up in that community, I remember like the 2 times that I was ever in the Mountain Press, I remember them so vividly, and the picture that was there and what the story was about. And so being able to bring joy to these kids, and again, not because of loss, but because of the rebuild and the things that are coming together, and kind of the hope and the possibility, and the together, just all of those things that are really the focus right now. And so the paper that's coming out today highlights the Wood brothers, and Stallone and Maverick have a fabulous interview. So I'll post that on my Facebook. And anyone who's up in the hills and grabs the Mountain Press, you'll be able to see Sloan has some amazing quotes about rebuild and kind of like the new clean start, and acknowledging and validating what has been lost, but also moving into that next phase. And he's 11, and he's just prolific and wonderful to talk to. So that will be a really fun article for people to read too.
And on your website, juniorauthors.program.com, there is a ton of information about you having videos where they can speak to you, speak to the author, and there's an invitation, there's how you can donate. There's also information about your illustrator named Lily from France. How did you find her? How did you two connect?
Oh, what a great question. Part of my goal going into this book was I'm going to make this a really, really, really good book. And it's not going to be thrown together. It's going to be fabulous. And so I went on this search to find the exact right illustrator for what we were doing. And I ended up interviewing, I think, 46 or 47 illustrators worldwide. And she was the one that there was something about her style and just her as a person. And she has a 6-year-old daughter. She's originally from China, now lives in France. And, she just has this really interesting, kind of combination of skills. And so she's been phenomenal to work with. So yeah, so there's kind of like her information on the website. The voting links are all on there, so that stays up to date. Any of the Ask the Author Live, and we have one tonight so people can put their questions in. And really the goal is to give kids direct access to someone that they can ask those questions to. And, if they are not enjoying writing, which some kids don't, what is it that could be, the suggestions from someone who's gone through the process. And I, keep telling kids the amount of times I've edited and redone certain sentences and wording for this is astronomical. And so, when teachers ask you to edit something, it's really not because they're mean. It's because that's really what you do when you're turning something into something good. And so, yeah, so everything is on there, just that sense of connectedness. So this week we had a variety of schools that the principal is hosting a Zoom vote, and principals get to connect with their students in a way that, I hadn't really thought about it until I started talking to some of the local principals that, they don't get to see students the same way. And so they're really just kind of behind the scenes dealing with all the stuff of this school year. And so those schools that have done the principal vote, we set it up and I come in and we do a Zoom poll and we, get, everyone's opinions from the whole school. And it's such a joy and it is really so much fun. So I think the level of connectedness in this really weird situation right now, there's something really powerful about that. And, teaching kids about the collaborative process and that, you don't always get your way, but that's not really the main thing. The main thing is it will be beautiful in the end, as long as we, if everyone has a chance to share their opinion and we respect other people's opinions and, it all comes together. And so there's a lot of fun conversations that I get to have with kids about what we're doing.
Absolutely. And I watched a couple of your videos that you make for the kids, and they're really cute because there's one you're talking about Lily, the illustrator. She drew the kids some color pages, and you're digging in a backpack, and then you pretend to bring out like a pretend burrito, or there was like a carrot or something in there. And so your videos are really cute and meant for children. So you're right on par for bringing positivity, and it's super
and I didn't,
fun.
Have anything prepped right now, but like we'll do something like this is Tap. This is our mascot, and Tap, like the mic Tap, with the idea of we want kids to have their voice be heard. So we'll do like, oh, he's got what does he have? He has a note for us. What's an award? Your class just got an award. What? And so we do just we make it light, we make it fun. We have like a video bank of kind of like 3 to 5 minute clips that teachers can run for their class that have, a variety of topics. We just like to have fun and bring some happiness. So, it was really sweet. Like Paige's mom, after I last spoke with Paige, and we kind of had this beautiful, just time together, an interview, and her mom said, oh my gosh, she's been so smiley since she talked with you. And those types of moments are really impactful. And the reason that, I'm pouring so much heart and time into this.
Yeah, and thank you. You're doing a wonderful thing and you're doing it for other people in the good of the community and to help others, and that's so important. And thank you for coming on the show today, and sharing your story and sharing it with others so others can find out about you and donate to your cause and buy your book when it's published. And it'll be on Amazon, correct, when it's all finished? Or will there be other outlets people can to purchase it?
We'll have a local kids book release party. So those kids that did lose homes will be signing as the junior authors and selling it. And that is projected to be April 17th. And then, yes, in terms of it will be available on Amazon and anyone can buy it. And then everything goes towards those kids.
Great. And thank you, Susie. You've been a joy to talk to. And thank you, Fresno, for looking into Susie's passion and what she's doing and helping her community and the people impacted by the Creek Fire. And I'd also like to thank Molly Meeker at Bay Equity for sponsoring the show. I do have 2 more guests coming on after Susie, so please come back and stay with us. Thank you, Susie.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye.
If you're on Medicare and Medicaid in the state of California, you may be able to get more benefits at no additional cost. A United Healthcare Dual Complete Plan combines your Medicare and Medi-Cal coverage to give you more benefits than original Medicare. If you have Medicare and Medi-Cal, call Paris Clough, an independent insurance agent, at 559-825-1678. That's 559-825-1678. This plan is available to anyone who has both medical assistance from the state and Medicare.
With Organic Pastures Raw Milk, you're getting a product that has been meticulously managed from grass to glass. From our pastures to our dairy, creamery, and distribution, we work hard to produce a product that is safe and clean for you.
Got lactose intolerance or dairy allergies? Discover delicious raw milk and discover dairy the way it's supposed to be. We provide tours and would love to see you. Come visit the cows, watch the milking, the cheese being made, and learn all about raw milk. We're just 20 miles south and west of Fresno, California. Call to schedule a tour at 559-846-9732.
Clovis Community College may be free for you to attend. Call 325-5239 or visit cloviscollege.edu for details. We offer general education classes for transfer and short-term training programs.
Give your child the tools to succeed. The Yergubian Academic Center offers one-on-one and group educational lessons by appointment. Over 90% of our students show significant improvement in their academics in just 3 months. Students of the Yergubian Academic Center have gone on to UCLA, UC San Diego, Yale, Stanford, and many more prestigious universities. Schedule a tutoring session today. Call 559-437-3973.
Leemore Movers has been moving families and communities for over 40 years, providing outstanding civilian and DoD relocations. Our specialty is providing packing, moving, and storage services for NAS Leemore military members and their families. Call 888-776-3314 and visit leemoremovers.com.
Hi, Fresno. Welcome back. Today I have with you Sara Baronian. She's the owner of Nativ Wine. Hi, Sara. And we are going to talk about her wine, and her family has a winery. So she is in a special class of how she gets the wine and it's processed and it's bottled with her brand on it. And so tell us about that, Sara.
Yeah, I source from growers throughout California, and I have a history in the wine industry, so I have a lot of connections. And my family owns a winery, so I'm able to pick the wine varietals that I want from the regions that I want and get them branded with my label.
And so, are all the wines that you get processed at your family's winery, and or the grapes get to your parents'
No,
winery?
not all of them, but that's just one of the resources that I have that allows me to do what I do with a little bit more specific branding for my wines.
Wine is such a competitive market. What sets you apart?
It really is. There are as many wineries in California as there are in the rest of the country. So not having a winery myself and just having a brand, it definitely makes it challenging. And for us, I think we're, just focusing on the local aspect. We are sourcing from California to have a broad selection of wines that we think will fit anyone's palate. So our little tagline is "Come all who are thirsty," because we do believe that we have a selection for everyone.
And the grapes are coming from Central Coast, the Sierra foothills. Where else am I missing?
We have Napa, some specifics in the Central Coast. We've got Monterey County, Arroyo Seco, the Sierra foothills. I think we've covered most of it.
And there's a play on words for sip for this really fun, summery but light drink with a lot of fruits.
Yeah, we know that sweet wines are a favorite for a lot of our customers, and so I wanted to launch a playful line that during our shelter in place kind of got us itching for something, and so we called it Sip as a more playful brand, and it does have a summery look to it. But the whole line covers sweet varietals like Moscato style wines. We have a red, white, and a rosé that are both that are all appealing to that sweet palate.
And then there's also a wine cocktail that you were making on Instagram. It looked really good. And what was that made of?
We actually have lots of wine cocktails. Back when we were doing community events like Art Hop and the various fundraising wine tasting events around town, we would come up with a concoction for whatever it might be. Our really popular one was at the Old Town Flea Market. We were selling not only our mimosas, but some seasonal sangrias. So we had an apple pie sangria and a pomegranate orange sangria. So really just, finding some juices and some fruits and mixing it all together with our wines to have something delicious for people to enjoy.
Apple pie sangria. Never heard of that, but it sounds delicious. What's in it? I gotta know.
It was really interesting and flavorful. I mean, obviously the apple cider and cinnamon made it a more fall flavor mixed with our white blend.
That sounds so good. I wish we could get back to everything so then we can go and be around and in community events and sip and socialize, but it's coming.
I know, me too. We're really missing it because one of the things that we launched at the end of last year was our home wine tasting program, where I would come in and conduct a wine tasting for your group of friends, and you'd get to pick which wines you wanted to buy and have that more intimate one-on-one experience like you might at a winery, but without the pressure that might come along with this elevated wine tasting experience that maybe you're uncomfortable and you don't really know what you're doing. So people got to ask all the questions that they thought were silly, but were just normal questions for people learning about wine.
And then the parties, the little gatherings you'd have during this time, would you work with the host and pair the wines with particular foods they may serve if they had little bites and stuff to eat?
Yeah, we absolutely talk about that kind of stuff, the things that pair well with the meats and cheeses that they want to serve, but also we just say wine is a learning experience. Everybody has different taste buds and every sensory experience is different. So it's really more about learning that, just trial and error, testing it out and seeing what you like and going from there.
Absolutely, yeah. If you could only have one wine and you're on a deserted island and that was what you're going to have to drink for the rest of your life, what would it be?
That's tough. I think that I would probably stick to a white wine because the red wine does stain my teeth a little bit. So I would pick something easy drinking, crisp white wine like my red blend or a Sauvignon Blanc.
A Sauvignon Blanc. And then the difference between a Sauvignon Blanc and the Chardonnay is I know it by taste, but I don't know how to explain it. What is the difference?
There are all kinds of difference. It really depends on the winemaking style. One of the things that will be highlighted when I bring on a Chardonnay in the next month or two is that the Chardonnay will have a little bit more of that traditional oak flavor to it, just a touch, because I don't like too much in my Chardonnay. But I want to be able to have that variety for people so that they can have those different tasting experiences. So with the Sauvignon Blanc, you're going to experience that more crisp flavor. And with my Chardonnay, it's going to have a little bit more warmth and oakiness to it.
And then is it okay to put wine in the refrigerator after you've opened it?
It's preferable. Even a red wine that you wouldn't normally drink chilled is going to preserve longer in the refrigerator. So it's good to put the cork back in it or get a wine seal to put in it, pop it in the fridge, and it should last you a week.
A week. Okay, that's about the approximate time that. And what if it's left out? Is it a couple days?
For red wine, yeah. A white wine, you just kind of have to smell it, taste it, see how it fares. But obviously, chill that white wine.
And then what do you think? Is it a faux pas to have ice in your wine, or is it not? Or it just depends on the situation.
I mean, I put ice cubes in my wine if it's not, if I haven't chilled it enough. I'll pop it in the freezer for a little bit to kind of get a fast chill. But if that doesn't do the trick, then I admit I will pop an ice cube in it. Yes, there are some circles that will say it is a faux pas, but I think that everyone should be able to enjoy their wine the way that they like. And if that's what needs to be done, then that's what's best.
I agree. I think so. I think every situation calls for a person to be able to enjoy their wine how they choose, since it's their bottle anyways.
Yeah.
And then on your website, there is all your beautiful wines, and it describes the flavors. And you have next day delivery here in Fresno, Clovis, Visalia area.
We're doing, right now we're doing deliveries between Tuesday and Thursday. Visalia, we deliver once a month when we do our bottle club. So even if you're not a bottle club member, you can make that order and it will get delivered around the middle of the month with the rest of those orders. We can also arrange a meetup in Fresno if you're not from the area. But yeah, I try to do next day delivery right now. As things are shifting quite a bit, we are just doing 3 days a week delivery, but I am able to make special accommodations. So if anybody, needs something specific, all they need to do is ask.
And so, what are the benefits of becoming a wine club member through Native Wine?
Our wine club members are able to get 20% discounts on all of their purchases, but by signing up, you get my selections, 2 bottles per month delivered to your door at a 20% discount. And for our seasonal packages, our occasional and holiday gift packages, the bundles that we do, we often offer an additional discount for our members.
And then there is a special Valentine's Day wine you're doing that you brought with you, a little fun.
We're gearing up for our Valentine's promotion. So we have these luxurious red velvet scrunchies here, and this huge kissy lip shaped bath bomb. And we're also doing a variety of, I don't know if you can see this, it says cheers on it in red. And so we'll have a selection of wine glasses with some sort of saying on them that's related to Valentine's Day.
And then you'll have 2 wine glasses, one for you and your significant friend.
We're selling that as like a treat yourself package, but we do have the option to add on things.
Oh, great. Well, that's good. And so go see her. She's on Instagram, Native Wine, and her pictures are really cute. And it shows her by the pool with her sip, and when we were able to do events, and the wines that she has coming up and for sale, and also of her husband and her 2 children that she has there as well that are helping her with the business, I'm sure.
Yes.
And nativewine.com, and you have to be 21 and over to view the page, because there is something, if you go on, it just asks if you're 21 and over.
Yeah, we have an age gate. It is it's native.wine. So it's native without an E .wine. And once you pass that age gate, you just click yes, you're 21, and then you can go to see our page and you can shop all of our products. And I'm very accessible, so if you have any questions, you can email me using the contact information on the website, or like you said, go to my Instagram page and we can make communication there as well.
Thank you, Sarah, for coming on the show.
Thanks for having
and good
me.
luck to you. I can't wait to order some wine. I enjoy wine every now and then with an
Thank
ice
you.
cube, sometimes without an ice
Yeah.
cube, just depends. And so stay tuned, because I have one more guest. And thank you to Molly Meeker at Bay Equity Home Loans, and she can take care of you. She's been in the biz a long time. Thank you, and I'll see you soon.
Thanks.
Weedman Lawn Care of Fresno, California is a locally owned and operated lawn care company providing environmentally responsible fertilization, weed control, and integrated pest management services. Call Weedman Fresno at 559-266-1624 or visit them at fresno.weedmanusa.com.
You enter this door with expired tags. Beyond is another dimension, a dimension of regulations, a dimension of long waits. You have reached the registration zone. What looks like an ordinary shop is actually Mitchell's Smog, located in the heart of the Tower District, a few minutes from the DMV. Mitchell's Smog offers your vehicle a STAR-certified smog inspection. So remember Mitchell's Smog when you need to pass through the registration zone.
Pour yourself a glass of Crybaby wine, available at the market and Sam's Italian Deli. And remember to ask for Crybaby wine at your favorite restaurant.
The saga of Bridget and Amanda by Carol Love Forbes brings to life the struggles of historical women in early America. Find the saga of Bridget and Amanda on Amazon and Barnes & Noble and order your copy today.
Carol Co., the Valley's leader for no-cost energy upgrades. Now installing AC motors, Nest thermostats, insulation, and more. COVID-19 safe. Call Carol Co. at 559-396-3939 and visit carolco.net.
Fresno, I'm back. We have a few minutes before our next guest, Tony Sanders, comes on from Shine Theater. And I wanted to briefly chat with you about opportunities to sponsor Positively Fresno and to be a guest. And there's also ways for you to advertise, have a commercial here on Central Valley Talk while we do our live streams with Mike Briggs and Positively Fresno and various other shows that are here on Central Valley Talk. And you can find information on CentralValleyTalk.com. There's also PositivelyFresno.com and our various Instagram pages that have the ways to contact us, our emails, and we do have a broad audience and it keeps getting bigger and bigger. And so if you would like to advertise or sponsor, reach out to us because it is affordable and it's a great way to get your information out there. If you're not necessarily a business per se, maybe you're a public figure, or if you have your own Instagram page or your art that you would like to showcase, reach out to us because everything is available and we have a great cameraman named Michael and he's always here and he's doing a great job for us. And so reach out. And then also on my Instagram page, I like to broaden into music and have live musicians come on Positively Fresno since there are no live concerts out there. I'd like to bring the music to you, and if you are a musician, please DM me or email me, and we could do something even through Zoom. You not necessarily have to come into the studio. And so there are opportunities for you to get your art out there, even though we are still stuck inside. And I also want to thank you for tuning in and watching this show. It's really fun, and I like to show people of Fresno and our Central Valley who are doing amazing things. They're creating their own businesses, they're artists, they're innovating, the food entrepreneurs. You name it, we've got everybody on here, and so does Mike Briggs. So contact us again, and thank you for watching, and I'll have my next guest soon, so don't go anywhere because he is exciting. He's an actor, he's toured with some teams, and he's accomplished, and he has a theater here in the Tower District that they are doing classes virtually, but they are professionals. All of his instructors are accredited, and so you are getting real actor teachers to teach your child so they can move forward and develop their skill. So thank you, and I'll see you in a few minutes. So hang on tight.
You enter this door with expired tags. Beyond is another dimension, a dimension of regulations, a dimension of long waits. You have reached the registration zone. What looks like an ordinary shop is actually Mitchell Smog, located in the heart of the Tower District, a few minutes from the DMV. Mitchell Smog offers your vehicle a STAR-certified smog inspection. So remember Mitchell Smog when you need to pass through the registration zone.
Fresno, this is Janine Klein. I'm just coming back on to let you know that we ran out of time, and Tony Sanders, he'll be on another day, but luckily we have another host coming on, Susan Pichara, and she's going to be on at 12 o'clock. So stay tuned and watch her live because she's always so much fun to listen to and she has great guests. So thank you again for watching. And I'd also like to thank Molly Meeker at Bay Equity Home Loans for sponsoring the last 2 shows. She's been in the business a long time, so make sure to go check her out and get in contact with her and her team. They are experts in what they do and they will get you what you want and make it fast for you. Thanks again, and I'm out.